Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew you were talking to taking those punches.
Deontay production.
Making women gestures like,
Let's go, champ. It's the champ. Keep sharing the champ. With the same champ. With Sally Riley. Let's go. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm joined alongside my host, the good doctor. We're here to talk a little bit of boxing. We weren't able to give you our post-fight reaction to Tony Bellew versus David Haye. Bellew beats Haye. So we're going to be giving you our immediate reaction to that, as well as the post-fight interview with Tony Bellew saying he's ready for a shot at Deontay Wilder. He feels that he has one more good fight left in him. Anthony Joshua was, hanging over his shoulder saying, you have way more than one fight. And when he said, I want Deontay Wilder, Joshua just broke into laughter and basically started to believe in his guy. He believed he still has some opportunities in the heavyweight division. He created history yesterday by defeating David Haye. We watched the fight. We're going to get into it, break it down, obviously. I'm going to get out to my co-host here, the good doctor.
Boxing MD, what's going on, brother? I know you want to sit in on this.
We're going to head on over to the doctor, the Sunshine State. Boxing MD, what's going on?
Is that a fair statement to make? You have to be honest with yourself. Glad to be back again to discuss some UK fights. And for all you guys who were, I guess, bitter in the fact that we didn't touch upon this pay-per-view fight over there, you guys have to understand, right? The Keith Thurman-Danny Garcia fight is one of the biggest fights over here in a long time. So, of course, the people who called in addition, we had the TBV appreciation party there. We knew, Ness and I knew that we wouldn't have time to discuss that. So this is why we're waking up now and we're giving you guys a breakdown and some news related to the future of these two guys. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into the actual fight. A lot of times we get caught up in the semantics of things or, how things will or won't happen, the politics. But you know what? I'm very impressed with Tony. I've been watching him for so long now, MD. I know maybe a lot of people won't believe, but I've been watching him since before those two Chilemba fights. I obviously watched the Adonis fight. I watched the two Nathan Cleverly fights. I watched the Makabu fight, and now I'm watching this David Haye fight, and I was so impressed with his composure. If I would have been a casual fan and someone would have told me that both men were heavyweights, I would have just believed that, Bellew wasn't the type to bulk up. Maybe he was going for speed coming in at 214. I wouldn't have known he was a blown up cruiserweight just because. And I say that only because of how composed he was. He wasn't afraid of David Haye. And David Haye from the beginning was coming out in an aggressive manner. Did he have his hands down by his side? Yes, but that was because he wanted to create opportunities. He wanted to entice Bellew to put himself out there so that maybe Haye could counter. But, man, way before the injury that we'll speak of, he just didn't look on, MD. What was your initial thoughts of watching them?
Yeah, that's what I was, I mentioned it last night. I was really underimpressed of what I saw from David Haye because even before the injury, I'll tell you the one thing he did well, I guess in the fight, the only thing I saw him do well before the injury was the jab to the body, right? He would jab to the body, which essentially stopped Tony Bellew from avoiding his punches. But when he was trying to throw his power punches, which was a looping left hand, it was so friggin' telegraphed. Tony Bellew was looking like Pernell Whitaker in there, like avoiding the shots and easily avoiding the shots. He wasn't countering, right? So in the majority of the early rounds, I still think that David Haye was winning, but Tony Bellew definitely was trying to do something in the fight and try to at least show up, and he did show up even in the early fights before David Haye, of course, had that injury.
I think it had to do more with the confidence. Again, that's where the composure came in, and that's where the opportunities started to present themselves, is because he wasn't afraid. He wasn't fighting. Like, you see guys fight Golovkin and they're automatically in a defensive posture. They're automatically starting to circle away. Bellew wasn't doing that. Even though he did try to take the role as a counterpuncher early in, I didn't feel any running. I didn't feel any fear from him.
Nope. And like I said, I was surprised because I don't think that highly of David Haye right now, because I do think he's washed. And this fight really showed the fact that he is not really I guess shouldn't compete against the upper echelon of the heavyweights. But when you're that big and you've knocked out heavyweights before, obviously you have a threat. So I'm impressed with Bellew's I guess confidence and composure. And I'm pretty sure, I think it was in the third round, is that the hand that he broke his right hand? Am I correct?
Not sure what round it was. What I do want to make note of is that beautiful, I won't even call it beautiful, because it kind of bounced off of Haye's shoulder, still hit him in the temple, and made him lose his balance the way that he did. And from that moment on, he started to respect Tony Bellew in the beginning of the fight. It was hilarious. I'm telling you. We have to be honest. There's always going to be an asterisk next to this fight. We're always going to have to explain how a cruiserweight moved up and defeated David Haye at heavyweight. And I don't know if this would have been able to happen had David Haye's Achilles heel not been injured during this fight. Haye gets credit from me. I almost felt bad or saddened watching him try to get the win so desperately. I believe the injury took place in the 5th round, and then Haye was in there for another 6 rounds. This didn't get stopped till the 11th round. These two men put on a show that I never expected. I always thought Haye would whitewash Tony Bellew, but again, even without the injury, he wasn't really able to land on Bellew. I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on with Haye.
It's crazy that who would think that after the end of the fight that we would, I guess, gain respect or praise both guys for different things in the fight, right? You cannot take away from David Haye's heart, because you guys could only imagine how bad a ruptured Achilles tendon is. It's not like you're breaking a toe. It's like your entire foot and your entire leg. When the second you put pressure on it, you have shooting pains up to your leg. And Shane McGuigan, right? It's crazy, because I thought that after that fight they had to stop the fight, but Shane McGuigan wasn't even like addressing the foot. He was like giving him instructions. So I kind of like the composure that he had in the fight, and he was obviously looking for I guess a short shot, because he didn't have the leverage to land something. And he was putting his hands down later in the fight, letting Bellew unload on him. And Bellew was it looked sloppy, and he looked like he was getting tired, but he stayed composed, because even with one leg, the size difference and the power was there. So I give praise to both guys, and I am happy for someone like Tony Bellew. I don't know why people hate him so much. I know he talks shit, but I am happy for him that he gets this opportunity, and he does have another fight. I think another fight to make money and to get a good opponent. Whether that fight's acceptable in our eyes as far as being competitive, that's really not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying that he is going to get another big fight.
Oh, big fight he's going to get. And before we get into it, I just want to say I am impressed with David Haye's heart. I did feel bad the way that he had to go out. It was like watching a movie. I mean, they taped up his foot. Like, the minute that the injury happened, he went straight down from the pain. Then he realized what it was, and he kept trying. He went down about 3 to 4 times in that round, and then maybe it was only one official knockdown. But he got it together, man, and he lasted 6 more rounds. I mean, can he be competitive versus any other legitimate heavyweight? I have no clue. I think that Moving forward for David Haye, he gets the surgery. I feel like if Bellew doesn't move quickly and kind of savors in this win, they can possibly do a rematch. And that would be the biggest money for both. I don't really see Bellew getting a bigger fight at cruiserweight. And as for the real reason that we're here, which is our immediate reaction to Bellew calling out Deontay Wilder, I would say this. I think that it's laughable, but I'm willing to play. I'm willing to step into the fire. I want Deontay to take on the challenge and go to the UK, do it in the UK, and introduce himself to the UK. Unfortunately, it would be another mismatch. It would be another, opponent that people do not approve of Deontay Wilder. But it is what it is. For Bellew, it's a money grab, and for Wilder, I guess it's more of the same.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it being a legitimate opponent for a competitive fight, it's not that at all. And I know people don't think I think that highly of Wilder, but I'm reasonable, and I think highly of Wilder enough that even if Tony Bellew gives Wilder some issues with his head movement and early on, I still think that that power is going to get to him, and I think you will knock him out. But if you're looking at it from a pure business standpoint, I get it. I get going over there because eventually his mega fight will be Anthony Joshua or Vladimir Klitschko, I guess, over there. Let's just assume, just for this argument, and I know it's a competitive fight that Anthony Joshua wins, he needs, to get that UK shine or attention. And if it's on the undercard, which I don't think they could do in time, we'll see.
I don't know what people are saying that Bellew isn't ranked as a heavyweight. I mean, after yesterday, he was ranked. And let's not forget, he's with the WBC as a cruiserweight champ. Believe me, if he wanted to petition to Mauricio Suleiman to get a shot at Wilder, pretty sure he could do it. Just saying, I'm going to open up these phone lines. We're going to go out to our international callers. Remember to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. You could see the information right here on the bottom left of the screen. By the Skype icon, you can find the spelling to add the name on Skype. You must add in order to be part of the show.
And please, everybody, please hit thumbs up and share this, because the more you guys do that, the more shows you guys get.
Absolutely. We are taking the time out of our day to do an extra show. We normally go on.
Join us every Thursday and Sunday live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Remember, that number is 1-4255-6952-41. Let's go out to these callers, MD.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out all the way in Australia. Well, I think he's still in New York here, my good friend. Very may well be.
No one can stop me, really.
Oh, there's a king croc right there. This croc has enough power in its jaws to rip my head right off.
You gotta be the legend to become a legend. Honestly, it's unbeatable. You gotta be the legend to become a legend.
That's the longest intro I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm actually in Philly at the moment, just chilling with my cousin. Just gonna go out a bit and that. Yeah, it was a good fight on the weekend. Actually, definitely didn't expect the result, but injury on Haye is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, pretty devastating injury, to be honest with you. But what do you do? And yeah, Wilder's just a joke, man. Like, if anyone thinks he's got a chance against Wilder's, he'll clean him up in a few rounds. But I mean, obviously it's just a money grab. I'd prefer to see him fight one of the top heavyweights in Klitschko, AJ, Luis Ortiz, that kind of thing. But what do? Beggars can't be choosers. We get what we get. But yeah, that's my call.
Well, all right, Alex. Thanks for calling in.
Alex, be careful walking around Philadelphia, because people might bump into you, because everybody in Philadelphia has a big dick,
Yeah, that's what Angel said, right? That Keith didn't win because his dick. I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
No, because your dick ain't big because you went from Philly. That's exactly what it said.
Oh, man. Let's see what's up with this thing over here. No clue what's going on with that. But let me get out to another caller here.
Popping all this champagne, popping all this rosé, getting money like Jose, chain code Norway, shorty wants that foreplay, I'm like, no way, gotta rock it like Coldplay, killing it, OJ, getting cheese like Green Bay, call me Aaron Rodgers, hopped out that Dodger, dodging them
Canadian Jose, what's going on, brother?
Yo, guys, I'm calling you guys right now from sunny Miami, Florida. You know, on my way to take a well-deserved rest in South America, man. The champ needs to unwind and have a couple of days to himself. From there, I'm going to train in the mountains of 3,600 meters above sea level, preparing myself for a fight with MD. I'm going to send out the contract today, and then I won't be doing no more talking. I'll leave it up to him. But anyhow, man, wanted to call in and
you in my lawyer's office?
You know what, MD? We'll send the documents over. You know, and just to touch on that lightly, you know the type of guy I am. It wouldn't be a war. It's just a sport, man. It's an exhibition. It's fun. That's how I'd see it. That's how, you know, I think it's a chance for you to go out on top, do it one more time, and put the gloves up. You know, I'm going to put the belts up, MD. You're going to have all
He does have four belts,
can,
MD.
Yeah. We talked about drug testing. Are we doing VADA?
Hey, man.
Are we doing
could
VADA?
do all that. So that's the way a champion like you should retire, man, with all the belts. And it's just fitting. I think that would suit you well, man. But anyhow, quickly I'll touch in on the party. I just wanted to say thank you to Ness, to his girlfriend. Is it Thailand, correct, Ness?
Taikisha.
Lucinda's friend?
Lucinda's friend.
Taikisha, man. Taikisha, she's a doll too, man. Like, I mean, all the girls there, the moms, the dads. I mean, honestly, I don't think people realize it. It was a family affair, man. It truly, I know some people said it felt like a high school reunion. It was kind of like going to a family reunion, man, to be honest. Everyone there was such gentlemen. Like, you know, everyone was so nice. Monster's friends, man, they were just a riot. They were amazing. They were funny. They're beautiful. If you're single, guys, oh my God, what a party you guys missed out on. I told Ness this. I know my wife might hear this, and maybe she'll give me a couple of knocks to the head and prepare me for MD. But Amber, holy smokes, man. Lady is gorgeous. So, I don't know. That's just my call. You know what? Oh, and talking quickly about Bellew, I actually watched that fight. And you know what? It's just the way it is sometimes, man. Sometimes that's why a fight is a fight. You never know who's going to win. But Bellew only won, let's keep it real, because Haye hurt himself. Bellew is not at that level. Bellew is a bum. He's a class A1 British bum wrapped up with a bow on top, man.
Was he a bum, though, at cruiserweight, though? Like, my thing is he was decent at cruiserweight. He had some good wins. He's just fighting in a division he shouldn't fight in my opinion.
I don't know, man. Like, I think he's going to get exposed. If he fights Wilder, it's so dangerous for him, man. You know? I mean, I think he can get hurt. And speaking of that, MD, my wife, you know, she told me, don't do it. Don't do it. MD, he's too big. He's too strong. No one's got my back. You know, everyone fears for my safety, but, you know, some challenges have to be done, man.
Jose,
Maybe.
what did I say? What did I say right away?
Ness is like, don't do it, man. He's going to hurt you. Your calls, they're so lucid. They're nice. They're funny. We can't lose that in you, man. People are afraid, man.
You have well, Matt as a kid too. I'm just saying, like, I have a compassionate heart. You know, you have children. That's all I gotta say. I don't have children, so you know, I have a lot less to lose.
You know, that's why I'm taking the sabbatical, this trip on my own to think about life and see if this is what I'm going to do, man. And I think I got to take it, MD. All consequences aside, it's got to be done, my friend. So,
all right, man. Have fun in Miami.
It happens.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, man, because as the promoter,
thanks so much, guys. Peace.
As the promoter, I have to be able to get the right site fee. I have to be able to, you know, as the promoter, I got to be able to take care of MD's travel and lodgings, you know, training camp, you know.
This one might be more. I mean, I think my purse has gone up this time.
Of course. I mean, now you're the champion. Now you're the champion, so your purse has to go up. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm factoring in now the beautiful nurse that he has in his corner, because anything goes wrong, he wants to be, you know, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know if that contract, if Canadian Jose is going to be able to.
But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing is we already got the network signed on, and that network is Patreon. You guys can go to Patreon, the Boxing Voice Patreon, and join where this fight, if it happens, will be exclusively on.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Let me get out to Wesley. Talk to me.
Hey man. Hey man. What's up?
What's up, man? You tell us. What do you think of Tony Bellew's performance versus Haye, and then the call out of Wilder?
Well, the fact that he's calling out Wilder, that's really not gonna happen. That's Eddie Hearn being an idiot. Really, let's be realistic. He's not a heavyweight. Tony Bellew is not a heavyweight, and he's really not gonna fight any heavyweight or Joshua. He's not gonna fight anyone, to be honest.
MD, pick up the ball.
Well, I'm sorry. What'd you say? I was distracted. You said that Eddie Hearn's just talking shit. Yeah, of course. He's talking shit, but what is the big fight for then Tony Bellew? Because he's getting a big fight. And I don't think AJ is going to fight again until maybe next year because he has that Klitschko fight. So why is it out of the realm of possibility that somehow Wilder would fight Bellew? I mean, it's reasonable.
Not to mention the number, right? Like there's gonna be at least an offer. They're gonna at least entertain putting something on paper or having a conversation on the phone, and then it's gonna be Bellew's decision to decide the way they. And I'm gonna put it this way. Look, I'm gonna put it this way for all you people that think, oh, Hearns won't let Bellew get hurt. What happened with Gennady Golovkin and Kell Brook? That number was just so impressive that Kell Brook said, "The hell with it, I'm getting in the ring."
Yo, we didn't mention the fact that the most cringeworthy moment I've seen in the entire weekend was that hug that Eddie Hearn was trying to hug Tony Bellew from behind, and Tony Bellew was like, "Get the fuck off me!" It was that type of look where just exactly. That was so funny.
I mean, the fight it's not realistically it's not going to happen because he's not a heavyweight, and the only reason why Tony Bellew won the fight was because Hayes been inactive. He's been out for 5 years. He hasn't really fought anyone for like 5 years. And those two opponents, they weren't opponents. They were bums, man. Come on.
Yeah, but you don't think Eddie Hearn can make a fight to the fans, even if Tony Bellew is
he can,
is
but he
food?
won't. That's the problem. He can, but realistically, one windmill from Wilder knocks out Tony Bellew for like 10 months. I'm being serious. Like,
10 months.
I'm being serious. Tony Bellew, he's getting knocked out. He's getting knocked out clean. He's clean getting knocked out by Wilder. Simple as. It's the easiest payday of his life.
I don't know, man. I wonder what that payday would be like. Listen, just entertain us. You're our last UK caller before we go. How many people could Eddie get in the stadium if he brought Wilder to the UK?
Easily it could fit 50,000 people easily.
Versus Tony? Wilder versus Tony will do 50?
He can do that, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I kind of agree with what he's saying, honestly, because I think that having a Brit that they could get behind and having an American superstar that they could hate could make 50,000.
That's insane. I mean, that's something that you see. This is what I'm saying. This is something they have to entertain. Then they just have to.
Some fans want to see Tony Bellew get knocked out, and the fact that they want to see and the UK fans think that Wilder's he's not a great heavyweight, but the fact that people think that, they will actually come out and see it to see whether this guy, this guy's actually the real deal.
And listen, let me tell you something. For some reason, Bellew called out Deontay. There's other heavyweights, but he said Deontay. A lot of people think that technically he's not skilled. And I'll be honest with you. And it's obviously a hypothetical conversation, though, MD, and I got to get out of here. You know why? But listen, if he can remain as composed as he did in the Haye fight, he will have opportunities. Now, based off what I seen in the Haye fight, his shots don't have enough power because he landed plenty of left hooks on Haye that didn't hurt Haye. He timed Haye and sized him up with the left, and then boom, quick right hand, and it didn't knock Haye out, right? So yeah, I think because he's straighter, he comes down the middle, I think he will hit Wilder, but I don't think it would have any effect on him.
Yeah, and I just think best case scenario, it would look like the Spielka fight. And I think Spielka is a better heavyweight, obviously, than Tony Bellew. So that's kind of how I see it.
Well, there you have it. That was your host, the Good Doctor, Boxing MD. Find him on Twitter at.
You can find me at BoxingMD1.
And you can find me, Nestor Gibbs, your host, at NestGTO on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter to be up to date. Whenever we do a live show, we automatically tweet it out and put it on Instagram. Plus, you can follow hashtag TBV Appreciation Night to see what all these callers keep talking about, all the fun that they had. And we will be having more pictures up once our professional photographer gets that email blast out to all the attendees. I want to thank everyone that tuned in, that called in. Shout out to Blog Talk, dropping the ball again. But we'll be back later on tonight with another one. So make sure you're tuned into us right here on YouTube. Hit that notification so that you can receive that little notification bell. Make sure that it's turned on so that you can receive notifications whenever me and the Good Doctor go live like we do spontaneously throughout the week. I want to thank you again. Later.